And hello, everybody. We are live from coast to coast and from shore to shore. This is Professor Toto, and you are in the Conservative College tonight on TNN, Toto's News Network. I welcome you. I've missed every one of you. Did you really think I was going to leave you guys hanging forever? No, I took off Friday night and all day Saturday for the Sabbath day. But here we are. It's time to get back to work and defend this great republic. So no, Professor Toto is back. We're not going to go nowhere. We're not leaving. We're right here to fight the good fight with you tonight. We have three breaking stories that I want to talk about this evening. Now, tomorrow at 10 o'clock Central, I'm going to be giving an in-depth class that you do not want to miss if you can help it. I will be on the board teaching you a very in-depth lesson. I have two scheduled for tomorrow. So make sure if you've not subscribed to this channel, you will miss those lessons. You've got to subscribe, click the Liberty Bell, and then click the word all. God is so good. This channel is growing by leaps and bounds, and it's all God. It's none of me, because I'm just a little Mississippi preacher. And speaking about a Mississippi preacher, we had people come from Idaho last night to be in church with us down here in Mississippi, and several people from the area. They came to meet the professor. You made my night. God bless you. Three stories. Are you ready? Here we go. Remember Friday night I told you that there was 3 states we had breaking news in. Well, I was in a hurry and I left you hanging. Felt bad about that all day today. So out of the love of my heart, here I am this late at night, and I'm going to give you the full scoop of what's going. Let's start with the latest and the greatest. The president's campaign has filed a new lawsuit in Georgia to order a brand new statewide election. Now, why have they done this? Because it has been determined that in Georgia, in the state of Georgia, according to the statute, which means the law of Georgia, according to the law of Georgia, you must have the following when you are counting votes. You must have a monitor. You must have the media. You must have a representative of both parties and an independent. If you're going to count votes that are legally counted in the state of Georgia, according to those statutes, then all of that criterion must be met. If it's not, it is a flagrant disregard for the law, and therefore any ballots cast without those prerequisites become invalid in their own merits. So the lawsuit that is filed today has taken the evidence of those mysterious boxes of ballots that happened, whether those ballots come from a mysterious place or whether they were legitimate. What makes them illegitimate is not the fact that they were in suitcases, but rather the fact that they were counted without the criterion of the statute of Georgia. So they are going into Georgia with a boatload of evidence with this lawsuit. Now, the thing about this lawsuit that's a little bit different than the others, there is flagrant disregard for the Georgia statute. Now, on top of that, they plan to prove the following: that in this election, 2,560 felons voted. 66,000 underage voters voted. You have to be 17 and a half, I believe, to vote in Georgia. 2,000 people were not registered to vote. 1,000 people registered their address as P.O. boxes. 5,000 people voted in Georgia after registering in another state. 395 individuals voted in 2 states, which, by the way, is a federal crime. 15,000 votes were from people who moved out of state before the election. 40 1,000 votes were people who moved without re-registering in the new county that they moved in, and another 30 to 40,000 absentee ballots was lacking the proper signature matching and the verification. What does all that mean? I'm going to make it as plain as I can for you tonight. That means Donald John Trump won the state of Georgia. And at the end of the day, when the truth comes out, when it all turns around, you're going to find out. You remember my grandmother said it. Maybe your grandmother said it. Where there's smoke, there's always what? Fire. These smoking guns started with these hearings. Many of you were so disappointed, and you're losing patience, and you're losing hope, and you're losing faith before we fire the first weapon. These hearings are giving us a voice, and all truth needs is a what? A voice. So these voices are cumulatively beginning to build. They're beginning to demand attention. And the fact of it is that Georgia is now going to have even a third hearing for this election fraud. At the beginning, they didn't want to give us no hearing whatsoever. This is how far we've come down the yellow brick road, leaving the land of Oz, because Professor Toto here pulls back those curtains and helps you, the greatest students in the world, to understand what's really going on. So this lawsuit is filed. It will have a decision rendered by the first part of this week. Georgia is going to be red. Why? Because men lie and women lie, but numbers never lie. You understand me? You hear what I'm saying? They don't lie. The numbers is on our side. Truth is on our side. When you get numbers and truth on your side, you are now on the winning side. It would take a hair-lipped monkey to not understand and to not be able to comprehend the fraud, the magnitude of the fraud, so much so that even the legislatures are concerned about it now. Now it's no longer a right-wing conspiracy. No, it's becoming understood by more and more people thanks to these hearings. So that is our first news in the state of Georgia. Now let's move over to Maricopa County in the state of what? Arizona. We're going to get Arizona back. Oh, yeah, we were never supposed to lose Arizona to begin with. They lied to you. They put a big Wizard of Oz up on the screen, and we stood there scared to death like little Dorothy and the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion. We sit there and believed everything they were showing us. Why? Because they are so big. But you remember this, dynamite comes in small packages and truth comes to the minority because we dig for it. You are the true patriots, ladies and gentlemen. You have refused to believe the sophistry of Satan, the contumelious lies of the fake Wizard of Oz. You are patriots because you're digging not to turn an election over, but to turn fraud all the way over, to dig a grave and put it in there and simply find out the truth. Congratulations. You are what's making this happen. Your phone calls to your senators, your emails, your letters, your prayers, your faith, your confidence. The republic can only rise when you rise. And I'm hearing from you all over the United States, all over the world. I wish I could show you my emails from people that are ready to fight for this republic. Listen to me. If you're ready to give up, you're in the minority because the republic is rising. You need to get your faith up, not because it's just blind faith, but because it is being built on a solid layer of evidence. So what's happening in Maricopa County? I'm so glad you asked. The legislature there has called for an audit. Senate President Karen Fann and Speaker of the House Russ Bowers called for not a government audit. Oh, no, no, no. We're going to get sticky fingers out, but a legitimate audit from an independent source. Now, not just of the vote. Oh, no, in case you were getting excited. I'm fixing to get you so excited, you're going to go jump up and down on the bed and wake your wife up, your children up, and tell them the republic is rising. Because what they're going to be auditing, are you ready, is the Dominion software equipment used by Maricopa County. These two leaders, along with the incoming Senate government chair, Michelle Yaginti-Ria, and House Leader Warren Peterson, had numerous phone calls with members of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, and they have requested for this to happen. All of the legislature is on board. The Senate is on board. The Board of Supervisors is now on board. They want to do a forensic analysis on these machines. Remember, when they do this, that's where they're going to find a huge chunk of votes that flip during the middle of the night through a forensic analysis, not just a recount. No, I can give you 1,000 fake $100 bills. I can give you 1,000 of them. We can recount those $100 bills 50 times. They're all going to be fake every time. It's going to be the same amount, but you're not going to prove the veracity of the bills with a recount. We need an independent audit. That's all we've asked for. And when we get it, anybody listening? Can y'all hear me? When we get it, God's going to turn it around. Oh, it's going to work in your favor. God's going to turn it all the way around. Why? Because truth always wins. Listen to me. This is not fantasy. This is not hype. I believe in truth. I believe in the power of the light over the darkness. If you don't believe in that, then you're miserable. But if you believe at the end of the day, the cream rises to the top, and if you believe that truth prevails, then what else? What are you worried about? Truth is on our side. Now, let's go over to the state of Michigan for the biggest news of all. Are you ready? I hope so. This is a huge win for the Red Republic. Antrim County, the judge in Michigan, in Antrim County, that huge county, has ordered a forensic examination, not a recount, not an audit, and this is not hope so, maybe so. We have a judge's order now for 22 Dominion voting machines to be ripped apart and for data analysis to come in and look at those machines. And when they do, they're going to find 6,000 votes for Donald Trump that flipped during the middle of the night just in Antrim County. And that's where they're going to find these mysterious spikes that happened all over the state. When they find it in one, listen to me, all we need is for them to find it in one. Do you hear me? One. When they see evidence in one machine, when you're looking at your news next week, one night, and you see flashing votes discovered, when you see that, this is going to set the dominoes you're going to see dominoes falling all over these 5 battleground states. Why? Because then all of a sudden, all these claims that we've been talking about, all of a sudden start walking. And now life starts. And then now we face a conundrum. Now we face the Pandora's box now of everything coming out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow in my class, I am going to break down even further for you what's going to happen on January the 6th. I've talked about it before, but there was some lingering questions in your mind about, what happens if this goes wrong? What happens if that goes wrong? What happens if this goes wrong? Tomorrow, all your what happens are going to disappear because I'm going to get on the chalkboard and I'm going to show you detail by detail everything that's going to happen by the minute. Who has the power? Who has the control? And how this will turn out barring some unforeseen circumstance. Now, there's a possibility we may not go to the House of Representatives on January the 6th. Why? We may stop by the Supreme Court, and just one ruling on mail-in ballots would completely eviscerate the numbers and end this election. Or they could order a total new. There's so many things that can be done. It's a nuance of things. But one thing for sure, there are multiple paths to victory. Our president was in the state of Georgia today for what? A victory rally. He believes, and I believe, and if you've got a half of a lick of a common sense, you believe he won the state of Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, the word of God tells us that the seed, when it's planted, it takes a life of its own. We will never give up. We will never give in. Why? Truth is on our side. Now, I have a bonus class for you tomorrow. Here's the bonus class for tomorrow. I'm going to explain in another class. I don't know what time yet because I'm home now. So my wife requires some of my attention now. When I was on the road, I was free, but now I'm home and I got a little wife, beautiful little wife. And I want to spend much time with her while I'm home, but I'm going to try to squeeze in a bonus class about the mail-in ballots. And I'm going to call it the Great Hoax. I'm going to show you COVID-19 and the mail-in ballot. And I'm going to help you to where even your children can understand why we have referred to COVID-19. I better not say it on this video. They may shut me off of YouTube. I'll have to choose my words carefully tomorrow because they're itching to shut this channel down. They've warned me a couple of times. So now many of you have asked me to go to Rumble. We are working on going to Rumble. The only thing is Rumble does not have a live feature, so I've got to figure that part out. We are on Parler and Mewe. All of our connect points are in the description of this video. So I'm not going to go through them all here and waste your time. Just go look at the description, and there's every way to connect with us. And so many of you, hold on. I want to give a few shout outs before we go tonight. These are what I call friends of Toto's friends. These are people that have just from the goodness of their heart said, we want to help you and your church. And I never asked for it and I never will. But these people didn't wait for us. They just helped. Anthony Russ, Michelle Flynn, Jacqueline Leah, Judith Spears, James Layton. God bless you from the bottom of my heart. And then, Brian, we got your lobsters today. One of our students works on the coast in Maine, and that gentleman overnighted us the most beautiful live lobsters. Oh, we thank you for your gift. We thank you for your love, and we appreciate every one of you. Guys, would you help us grow the channel? Please, I promise to always bring you faith-based, fact-based news. We blend the world of God and the real life. We bring them together so that you understand them from a spiritual perspective. Listen, before I go tonight, there's nothing to fear except fear itself. Listen to me. We are not fighting a losing battle. CNN is not what we believe. Fox News is not what we believe. Tomorrow, I'm going to share a letter with you. I got to find a way to do a third video tomorrow. Oh, Lord. Whoo, I may have to wake up like 6 a.m. before my wife gets up to squeeze all this in. Because my wife, she loves her some Toto. I'm going to tell y'all, she loves her some Toto. So in the morning, tomorrow, I've got to do another video. And this video is going to be, to me, one of the most important lessons you will ever watch. I'm going to read you a letter tomorrow from a prophet of God. This prophet was the only one that I know of that prophesied the election of Donald Trump back in 2016, when every poll, every news media, everybody said that was an impossibility. This prophet of God got it right. He died about the same month that Donald Trump was elected. This prophet died. But before he died, he wrote a letter. Tomorrow, I'm going to read you that letter. And once you hear it, you may not have any more fear. Saints of God, this is Professor Toto. I'm so glad that we're all connected here. I thank you, everyone, for your love, your support. Thank you. It means the world to us. Now you go and you have a good night. And remember, 3 states are leaning in our direction. So much to be thankful for. Let me see real quick before I tell you good night. Any shout outs? Yeah, I'll be reading the letter tomorrow. It's too late tonight. I can't read it tonight, but we're going to read it tomorrow. And when you hear it, I promise you, it will probably get millions of views once I produce it, when you see what God said before he died. So I'm seeing all of your comments. Hold on. My Lord, we got 2,000 students here at 1 o'clock in the morning, huh? 736 likes. Really? Come on, 736? Y'all show the professor some love tonight. Come on. I jumped on here just for you guys. God is so good. And thank you. Oh, by the way, our church service from last night, many of you enjoy the ministry side of this channel as well. We've uploaded the songs that my wife and I sang, Amazing Grace and Sheltered in the Arms of God. They're on the channel. You can watch them. And the sermon from last night will be up by in the morning. Okay. Well, from my heart to yours, stay strong, stay proud, stay red. Oh, to all the folks in California, there was a Republican ladies meeting there tonight, and they invited me to speak to the ladies at that Republican meeting. And I was so proud to be able to zoom in and speak to y'all. So I give you a shout out tonight. Thank you for the invitation to speak at your meeting. Good night, everybody. I'll see you here for class tomorrow. We're going to blow it up all day tomorrow. Okay. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. And may God richly bless Donald John Trump, the leader of our great republic. Good night, everybody. Thank you for the likes. Yeah, there you go. 9:55. We're right where we need to be. Good night, everybody. Oh, I love you guys too. Y'all are phenomenal. I will thank my wife for you. Matter of fact, let me go in there and do that right now.